Welcome to the future of gaming. I'm Invincible, and this is a Playable Games Weekly Update. Playable Games has been running for 18 months, and we're on the eve of the release of our flagship game. Nexus is ready for you to play. To say we're excited is an understatement. So let's join together and let out a big shout to every single person who's worked on the project, the tech, and the game. Yes, we did it. Every day we're learning, becoming better, meeting amazing people along the way, and edging closer to accomplishing our mission. Today, I'm introducing 2 new playables to the community. But first, let's go over some Playable Games news. Celebrations are on. Hello to Surprise September. The box of goodies for September is so full, we couldn't get any more to fit in it. But yet, there's something for every part of our community. Something for our believers, our traders, and our gamers. Here are the details for Surprise September. Nexus releases Sunday, September 3rd at 8 a.m. Eastern Time for free on Epic Games. This kicks off a week-long competition with $15,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Details on those contests are in last week's video. The node sale begins Sunday, September 3rd as well. Details are also on last week's video. For additional information, you can also join our Discord. The Coin Wars are coming to Nexus. Load up your wallet with your favorite community coins and gain access to exclusive skins. Today, we revealed the other 2 much-anticipated Coin Wars skins. The Pepe coin skin is available to those players with over 100 million Pepe coins in their MetaMask wallet. The Ape coin skin is available to those players with over 100 Ape coins in their MetaMask wallet. The Shiba Inu is available to those players with over 12 million Shiba Inu coins in their MetaMask wallet. The Doge skin is available to those players with over 1,500 Doge coins in their MetaMask wallet. To gain access, simply have the corresponding amounts of coins in your MetaMask wallet. Other Nexus skins are going to be collectible. Players will have 60 days to purchase the skins of their choice. After that, they're locked away forever. That means whoever's holding these cosmetics after 60 days will have all the Nexus release skins. If someone else wants a release skin, they have to purchase it on the secondary market from one of those players. When using our app, we've made the experience as enjoyable as possible. Note that you'll be able to search or browse skins, purchase them individually, and increase or decrease the quantity you would like to buy. Also, we've added some bundle deals. Enjoy whole collections of skins in one purchase for your convenience. Tell us in the chat below, what skin are you going to grab first? Look out for the new website and additions to the app launching with Nexus. Surprise September continues. Today, I'm introducing 2 new playables to the community. We're welcoming our new node ambassador to the team, Old Man Smithers.
Hi guys. Well, I've got with me Old Man Smithers, and I didn't even know this guy existed a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago, and then suddenly this person popped up in our chat and people started going, "Oh, the Old Man Smithers is here," and I was like, well, okay, this could be good or bad, because you never know what weight comes with people that have infamy from somewhere else. Anyway, that I think you popped up round about when we did the node announcement.
Yep.
And
that's right.
you did a very what I call a word wall in our Discord.
I'm known to be wordy. So.
No, it's just I woke up and saw this just diatribe that covered like multiple pages on my phone, and I was like, wow, okay, better read that. So our ambassador of nodes is the actual word, because the thought I had when I wanted to reach out to you was the scene out of Jerry Maguire, and I actually sent that to you when I asked you.
Yeah, ambassador of Quan. I like that.
The ambassador of Quan.
Quan. That's your word?
Hell yeah, that's my word. You know, some dudes might have the coin, but they'll never have the Quan.
What is...
It means love, respect, community, and the dollars too, the entire package, though. Quan.
Great word.
Wait, Roy, I'm forgetting somebody. Jerry Maguire, my agent. You are my ambassador, Quan, man.
That really resonated with me, that scene, because Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character really does understand something about life in that statement.
Right.
It's not just money. It's the whole thing. You got to get the whole thing. Like, I know how lucky I am having a beautiful wife that I love, and thankfully she loves me. So all the money in the world can't replace that. I know how happy I am with the relationship I have with my kids. All the money in the world can't replace that. So if you don't have other things in your life with money, then it doesn't all equal up. So when I thought about nodes, I thought, this guy's passionate about it. This guy's got great ideas, and I'm so fragmented across the whole scope of what we're doing. And I sort of thought, if we could just, I like the analogy of a small pot with a Bunsen burner flame underneath it, and that Bunsen burner flame doesn't have to do anything else but heat that small pot, or like a blowtorch. You get a lot of heat on one small spot, and it's concentrated, right, and you get that forward movement. So I thought, let's reach out to you. I didn't know whether you'd say yes or no, but I sent you that video, that clip of Cuba Gooding Jr.
I watched the whole thing. It's been a while.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. So tell us about you. So what's your brief background and how you came to be with Playable Games? And
yeah. So I started off Twitch streaming, and that's where the Old Man Smithers thing came from.
Okay.
Because whenever I started, everybody was calling me a salty old man. So I've been known to get a little heated while I play video games. So that's where the name came from. And the nice thing about it is I tell everybody I can grow into the name. So 40 years from now, I'm still be perfectly good. I got back into crypto about the same time as Twitch. So that was about 2016 or so. Early enough to where I got to see some fun stuff. XRP was still around back then, and was pretty heavy into that. GameFi really didn't pop up for me until Gala around 2020 or so. I'd been messing on Wax a little bit, but Gala was the first big one that I found that had so much potential. I really liked the way that they were doing things. That's where I really started getting passionate about ecosystems, tokenomics. I enjoy brainstorming about that and seeing how we can bring value and utility. I think all of the folks in Gala Discord got tired of me, saying, okay, that's great, but how can we bring more utility to this? So that was like a real crash course in some of the challenges that comes up whenever you're talking about utility. Playable, I first came across it with another friend of mine from Gala. He told me, hey, you got to check this out. It's very similar. They're going in the same trajectory. They're incredibly transparent, which was another thing I was always screaming for in the Discords. And came by, take a look, liked what I saw. The nodes, whenever I was looking at them, as I mentioned, utility is everything for me. So I really wanted to make some suggestions about how we can bring value to that. Nodes have always been like an iffy thing for me. It's like you get the distributions, that's great, but it's such a leap of faith for a customer to buy a node.
Yep.
You're basically staking your flag and saying, I believe in this project so much.
Yep.
Not only am I going to invest in it, but I'm going to invest in something in a relationship with me in this project for forever, as long as I'm running the node. I'm wanting to support the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So with that, for the project should come a lot of responsibility for that person, that community member. So wanting to bring value to that was a big thing for me. So that's where the suggestion list came from. I'm sorry for
it's
bearing you in the mornings.
No, it's good. I mean, I read that and it just, like, as I said, I the immediate thought was that Bunsen burner on the little pot, that you've had time to think about that, whereas that's just one of my 100 jobs that I'm thinking about.
Right.
And when you get that intense heat on a small area, you get a lot more out of it. So I read that and thought, okay, this guy's got like an understanding. And you raised an interesting point. I mean, I look at nodes as, I think in our first white paper I wrote that when you buy a node early, you have massive risk, but you have a very low price.
Right.
And as the company moves through its stages, the risk diminishes. And so that's why the node prices should increase, because like when we bought our Gala node, they paid $6,700, and it was not risky then, because Gala had been through the bear market. They'd already been developing. They'd already been. You could see that they were past the crypto rug pull stage, and they were a proper company moving forward. Now you can debate whether they've been successful or not in their execution of all their desired plans, but the fact of the matter is they're a multi-billion-dollar company and they've done very well. And the boys have made great returns on their node, many more times than what they expected. Because a node really is only meant to be like a 1 or 2x and the passive income that comes along the way. That's what, like when you look at like an Ethereum node, you pay $50,000 for it and it takes you several years to get it back. But what you have is that constant dripping of money coming through over and over and over again. When people talk to me about, oh, but I want to make big dollars, well, go trade coins. That's how you make big dollars. But it's risky.
So, and it's time intensive, it's effort intensive. Nodes are, there's something to be said about buying a node and owning a node to where all you have to do is just keep the thing running.
Yeah. So you sent a whole bunch of stuff across to me, and Young Bull and I went through it, and we've basically approved all of it except for one thing. The one thing we didn't approve wasn't that we didn't want to do it, it's just that it's really hard to execute in smart contracts. My goal here is that you can bring nodes to be, I want our nodes to be the best nodes in the industry.
Right.
I want us to be the high watermark. People point to playable games and say, you know what, if you want to know how to fucking do a node, that's how you do a node. So
right, exactly.
So what what ideas have you had, and what do you think? I mean, and basically we are implementing most of these, so go for it. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say thanks for moving so quickly on this. It was literally a day and a half of posting that before you had reached out and said, hey, let's get a meeting, which was always a good sign, because it's like, hey, they read it, they actually read it, and they're taking it seriously. And then, based on what we've talked about earlier, I appreciate you guys moving forward on this, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a relationship between the community member and the project whenever they buy a node. So that should bring value. And it's not just the value in terms of distributions, it's also the value in terms of just acknowledgement of, we understand what you've done here, we appreciate it. So some on that list was separated into intangibles and tangible. Some of those intangibles are as easy as just letting people know on Twitter whenever, if they provided they opt in, sending a blast on Twitter and saying, hey, we appreciate you. Getting the word out about the fact that you actually appreciate the node owners outside of just Discord and this little insular community. Early access for NFT sales. That was a big one, just because, again, these are your supporters. So why shouldn't they get 48, 72 hours of early access, being the first ones whenever an NFT goes up for sale?
Yep.
I want to point out as well, I really like about Playable that y'all do not do pre-NFTs. I guess trend. I'm struggling for the right word here to be diplomatic. There's been a trend for pre-selling NFTs before the game comes out, and sometimes that never happens. I applaud you guys for not doing that.
Yeah, well, Nexus wouldn't have been so bad with that because it's just a skin, and as long as the game comes out, that's fine. One of the things we noticed with other companies was that they would release skins that had utility in game, and then they would change the utility and say, I know we said that this particular thing would give you 20 million coin a minute, but no, it's not going to do that anymore. And you've bought it a year ago. It's like, hang on, you can't do that. You made the sale on this promise. So
all too common.
We just decided, no, let's not ever do that. We've got enough funds to wait until the game comes out. Let's do it the way that a traditional company does it. You don't sell the upgrades to the car before the car's able to be bought and put in your driveway. So and on top of that, our games are free to play, so you don't have to pay anything up front. So you can go and play Nexus for a week before you buy your first skin. Because why would you want to buy a skin if the game's shit and you're never going to play it again? Right. So that's how we've come at it, and we believe that's going to hurt us on the short term, but on the long term, that should come back in spades and reward us.
Getting back onto the nodes, one of the most important things that I was really excited about, and you guys greenlit, which I appreciate, was the Node Partnership Program. What we're trying to do is basically reach out to other projects. And for example, I'm not going to use any names, but if we have a project A that's selling Node licenses and they're looking for ways like we were to add value to those Node licenses, we can reach out to them and say, hey, your Node owners are a special bunch. They've believed in you.
Yeah.
Why don't you let them know that if they come over to Playable and they're looking to branch out and get into other ecosystems, over at Playable, we'll give them 10% off our Node price.
Yeah.
And in return, we'll let our folks know that if they go over to Project A, to your node,
Yeah.
you'll give them 10% off as well.
Yeah.
And, ideally, what this will do is we'll have 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 30 different projects,
Yeah.
all with reciprocal discounts for node owners.
Yeah.
And I can see this as being incredibly value bringing, not just for us, but for the ecosystem as a whole. And I really like that.
Yeah.
That
well,
idea.
node owners tend to like buying nodes. So
Yeah.
if they can get a good deal, and if they can find a project, now we obviously can't endorse any other projects because we don't have time to fact check them, and it's going to be do your own research, and it's upon you. If you buy XYZ node, please do your own research. Like, we've made sure that when they come to do their research with Playable, they'll be able to do that. We've spent a lot of time on our white paper, and obviously they can come into our community and ask our community what they think, and
right. No endorsements happening here.
Yeah, no endorsements. It's just opening up the opportunity that we know that node owners like to collect nodes. I am a big believer in, like someone said to me a couple of months ago, in a nutshell, how do you get rich in crypto? And I can hear my son saying, not financial advice, do your own research. But
I'm listening.
Yeah, the secret of getting rich in crypto is copying how VCs make money. So VCs make money, they invest in 10 different projects, like $10 million each, and then they lose 9 of them. They go broke on 9, but one makes them 10 billion or 3
got
billion.
that one unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how VCs make money. And I remember I learned this when I was watching an interview with, there was someone running around, this is years ago, saying, oh, I backed XYZ company and I'm a brilliant VC. And someone else said in an interview, yeah, but he doesn't tell you about the 9 he lost, because we all lose all the time. We're losing all the time. Almost everything we touch goes south. But it's the unicorns that come through that are their 1,000 X's. That 10 million goes up by 1,000, and now you've paid back all the losses in spades. So that's crypto. Crypto is the first time that the small person, the non-VC, who doesn't have 100 million to invest and spread 10 million across 10 projects, the small person can put $1,000 across 10 projects, and if they 1,000x, you get your $1 million and you've only lost 10 grand. Or
And you look like a rock star.
Exactly. The thing is, you've got to keep going wide. It's the width that's the important thing in crypto. If you throw, and like, we've got a whale in our community, and I forever say to this guy, can you stop buying our stuff and start? And he's already got...
I know who you're talking about. All right.
He's already got like other stuff as well. Like he's very well positioned. But he's got enough Playable. He doesn't need any more.
I will take a moment to say y'all's web app and marketplace and all of that is great. That was one of the first things that, just kudos to that entire team. It's flawless. It works exactly as you expect it to, which is another rare-ish thing, in crypto. So,
well, I mean, like, this is time. And I mean, yes, we've got a great team, and Froggy, our CTO, he is young but very, very smart.
Well, proof is in the pudding. Like I said, it's a great. Great system.
They've done a superb job. They listened to what the community wanted, and then they built it out. So, yeah, that's really important. That's good to hear. So we were able to hire the right people, and then we had a whole 12-month period just to build. And so we've been positioning now for this next bull run. So, as it turns out, we're exactly in the position Gala was last bull run. So
the similarities are striking.
Yeah,
that's why I tell everybody that talks to me about you guys.
Cool.
I was going to say one other thing that I forgot to mention as far as a benefit for node owners is the HODL.
Yes.
The node owner only HODL. I hope everybody here knows what I'm talking about, but Playable actually runs a sweepstakes lottery. I don't know what word you're comfortable with using there, where basically people can buy tickets.
Yeah, it's a formalized HODL program where you, as the consumer, have zero loss ever.
Right.
So
which is really nice. Yeah.
There's no pain for your side, only for our side, and you guys get the win.
Yep.
We thought that was fair. So,
yeah, I was just saying, no complaints at all from our end
Yeah.
at all. I was like looking at it going, is this for real?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it does what I want it to do, and that is for you guys to HODL the coin.
Right.
So if you HODL the coin, that takes coin off the market. So it's like we've got so much staked because the node owners.
Yeah, I was looking at it in Explorer and I was shocked.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're actually Playable is putting together for only node owners the exact same thing. So competition pool is shrunk quite a bit. That's a huge benefit in my mind for owning a node.
Yeah.
So
And
win
you
you
get
some
a ticket,
more.
and you get a ticket for every node you own.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so that's a good idea. That was a great idea. All right, well, we'll get the details out on all the actual things. That's not going to happen this week because we have a launch of our premiere game.
Exciting. Yeah. I appreciate you guys being so open and actually working towards implementing some of this stuff. It was unexpected, but very welcome.
We're just doing it the way we do it. It's lucky that everyone likes it. Like just let's just be real. Let's just be as true to who we are as we can be, and that's a good way forward. So yeah.
I said I don't know if the crypto industry's ready for that or not, but I applaud you for doing it.
Well, thank you. No, it's not. As I said, it's not. It's something we're not trying to do. It's just who we are. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
All right,
good on you.
man.
Keep it up.
Well, thank you. Thanks for your time, and
My pleasure.
I'll talk to you soon.
And we're welcoming our new global marketing director, Transformable.
Ben is our new director of marketing, international director of marketing. I think the actual title is.
I think a last-minute change was global marketing director
Perfectly fine.
with Amanda.
So, yeah, so what we've done is Amanda wants to move more towards strategy and not be so in the weeds each day running. We've got a team of marketers, and that team requires time every day. And so we wanted to put someone in a role, firstly to run that team, and then to grow hopefully into the CMO role, to replace Amanda next year. Tell us about you and where you've come from. And
In terms of where I've come from, I guess gaming has been part of my life forever. Since Commodore 64 days, Atari 2600s. So that's been a huge passion and interest in me for many years since day dot. My first employment in games, I guess, was with EB Games back in the early 2000s. So back when we were selling PlayStation 2s and the Sega system, which I've forgotten about, or the Sega Dreamcast it was. And that was a great intro to the games industry. Did that for a couple of years. Left that to do a ski season with my then partner, now wife, which was great, and also travelled around New Zealand for a couple of months after that.
so hang on. Define ski season. What's a ski season?
A ski season is the whole ski season. So we rented an apartment and we basically skied every day, and we worked in a local apparel shop. So we did that down at Falls Creek in Victoria. Ski in, ski out. So we could just get out of an apartment, ski down to the chairlifts, or ski down to where we were working at Snowland Ski Apparel. It was great. It was really, really good. Very, very fortunate and really great opportunity.
After the ski season, what happened?
I was looking on Seek, which is our job sites in Australia, and came across Take-Two Interactive. And I know that my ex-boss at EB Games went to work from EB Games to work with Take-Two Interactive as a salesperson, as an account manager. And it was the easiest job I ever got because basically Daniel said, Ben's great. So basically the market manager interviewed me and said, Dan said you're great and we should hire you. So I guess that's about it, really.
Nice,
Here's the
good
job.
interview.
Yeah, it was a great interview. You know, they don't get much easier than that. Basically about a year in, I think it would have been, the general manager or the international general manager at 2K basically said, look, I'd like to have Ben as the product manager for 2K.
Okay.
So that was basically, would have been around late 2005 or early 2006.
So for those that don't know, what's 2K's biggest games?
2K's biggest games where we published the Borderlands series that was being made by Gearbox. So we've got the publishing rights to the Borderlands franchise. We've done NBA 2K, which is pretty much the #1 games title in 2K Games portfolio. I've also done the BioShock series, which I loved. I launched the first BioShock game, which I absolutely loved. We did Mafia, the Mafia games, Mafia 2, Mafia 3, and under the company before 2K, it was Gathering Games, and they released Mafia, the original Mafia back in the day. Then we picked up WWE, picked up Sid Meier's Civilization series, which is fantastic. So we've definitely become a lot more about the quality of our games than the quantity of our games as we've progressed through the 2K.
So you probably
so to speak.
you probably should explain to everyone that you've been working at 2K for 18 years, hence why you keep saying we when you've left. Hopefully you've left.
No, I have left. I guess I have left. Very much left. Very much left. I guess, you know, it's there's still a group of people that I'm very close with. I guess for 18 years, you still think about that family.
Your job becomes your identity, doesn't it? Like that's like when you live it every day and you go and you work with those people every day, it becomes who you are. So
Exactly.
Obviously, that's a fantastic track record to get involved in marketing. So you qualified. You're actually a qualified marketer. You went to school, learned how to do some marketing.
Yes, so, absolutely.
My mum, who's a psychologist, says that university qualifies you for nothing. It just gives you frameworks to understand how things work. And I think that's a really good way to look at university. It's a lot of people who aren't university educated think university is once you've got your degree, you know everything about the subject. But it's actually the opposite. Once you got your degree, you sort of know the right questions to ask. And then the first couple of years on the job, you're really learning. But the 18 years in the job, that's really where the experience is, isn't it? You get that, the real knowledge of what works and what doesn't work. That becomes pretty clear. Yeah. So
yeah, 100%.
So looking at your 18 years, what would be the one thing you think as a marketer you did that was really special?
Look, I guess I've been most passionate because it's been a year-on-year title in terms of working on the NBA 2K video game franchise.
Okay.
You know, that's been a labor of love for a long time. And I think whenever you can bring bespoke Australian angles to working on a product, that's fantastic. So for myself, that would be when we brought Ben Simmons on as the cover athlete for NBA 2K19.
Okay. So he's a famous Australian basketballer.
He is. Mm-hmm. He is. And then I think it would be when we had the Boomers.
The Americans might not understand that Australians actually do have basketball. I think. Well, Ben Simmons was quite big in the US, wasn't he?
He was big. You know, he's playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
We've got a new young gun that's up and coming with the likes of Josh Giddey playing for Oklahoma City Thunder. But we've got a very strong basketball culture in Australia.
Yep. All right. So when you think about playable games, what was it about working? Like you obviously got what I would call a traditional gaming marketing background. Why take the risk of coming over to crypto and backing a startup like us? Why would you take that risk? What's the motivation there?
Look, first and foremost, I think yourself, Jono and Amanda, having the call with you and seeing the integrity that you brought to your roles as foundables with playable games. I think that integrity, that Aussiness, that openness, that transparent, being transparent, was very easy for me to make that leap, I guess, from traditional games to playables in the crypto space. And I think that learning something new, as opposed to traditional games, learning something new where you're rewarding the player base, I think is extraordinarily important. And I see the future of games to not see people outlay all this money for games and all this time that they've spent in the ecosystem and not having any ownership of what they've done in that ecosystem. So I think having this player first mentality is extremely empowering to the gamer. And I love that about what Playable Games is bringing with the likes of Nexus and the rest of the games portfolio.
Cool. Well, thanks, Ben. This is just a brief introduction to introduce Ben to everyone. He's going to be, as I said, running the whole marketing team on a day-to-day basis and working exclusively with Amanda to get the strategy down the pipeline and hopefully bringing a lot of strategy to the team as well, because you've got the experience there that is like our marketing experience is not gaming experience. So that's where when we saw your resume, we were like, wow, okay, let's see how much that's going to cost. So, but it's you've been very kind to choose to work with us, and we do appreciate that. And really looking forward to the next, really the next 12 months as we move into the full bull run, and we get to expand the marketing team and probably double and triple it through the bull run. And it's going to be great. So thank you.
No, thank you, Jono, and thank you, Amanda. Just super excited to be here and just can't wait to start working with everyone and kick some goals.
Let's each give a warm welcome to our newest playables. Thrilled to have you both on board, each taking hold of a main rigging line of our yacht. Together, we're unstoppable. Remember to represent your favorite gaming studio by acquiring merch at playablegames.store. We've got hats, hoodies, shirts, and more. You can trade Bullcoin on Trader Joe, LBank, Mexi, and Bitmark. CoinMarketCap currently shows the price at 0.0009 or 9/100 of a penny. The market cap is currently $3.9 million. I hope you all learned something this week during our recap, and if you did, please like the video to tell YouTube to share it with other likely viewers. Subscribe for more Playable Games content and hit that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. I'm Bruno, aka Invincible, and I'll see you all again next week.